I never thought those words would leave my mouth. I never imagined that in a moment of frustration, fear, and confusion, I would actually say, maybe we should see other people. It wasn't that I didn't love him. I did, with every fiber of my being. But somewhere along the way, I stopped feeling like we were together. I stopped feeling like us was enough. When we first met, it was like something from a dream. We clicked in every way. He was funny, kind, incredibly smart, and somehow made me feel safe in a world that often felt too chaotic. We went on long walks, shared deep conversations, and laughed until we couldn't breathe. He was my best friend, my partner, my everything. But life changed. We changed. I changed. Somewhere in the middle of everything, I started to feel like I was losing myself, like I was being swallowed by the person I had become in our relationship, always the one to compromise, always the one to take a back seat. It wasn't his fault. He wasn't asking me to give up parts of myself, but I was. I didn't know who I was anymore, and I thought that maybe, just maybe, a little space would help. A little distance would give me clarity. So I said it. I suggested it. Maybe we should see other people, I said, almost as a whisper, like I was throwing a rock into a calm sea, hoping for a ripple. He froze, and then, in the silence that followed, his eyes told me everything I needed to know, the hurt, the confusion, the pain. But he didn't argue. He didn't beg me to stay. Instead, he agreed. He said, "Maybe you're right. Maybe we both need to figure things out." I thought I was being fair. I thought I was giving us both the freedom to breathe, to explore, to grow. I thought it was the right thing to do. But I was wrong. I didn't realize then that the space I was trying to create would be the space that tore us apart. Days turned into weeks. He started going out more. I told myself it was fine. He was just living his life, doing what we had agreed on. But deep down, I knew something was different. The texts became less frequent. The calls were shorter. And then one day I saw it. Her. Her name appeared on his phone screen. I tried to ignore it. I told myself it was nothing. But the jealousy crept in like a shadow, dark and cold, swallowing my rational thoughts. I had encouraged him to explore, but now that I saw him moving on, I felt like I was suffocating. I wanted to pull him back, take back my words, erase everything I had said. I wanted to tell him that I was sorry, that I had made a mistake, that I didn't want space, that I wanted us, but I didn't. I held back, because I didn't know how to fix it, and I didn't want to seem desperate. Then, one day, he told me. "I'm seeing someone," he said. He didn't say it with any malice, no anger. It was just the truth. He had found someone better, someone who made him feel alive, who made him smile in ways I hadn't in months. I wanted to scream, to cry, to beg him to come back, but I didn't. I just stood there, my heart shattering with every word he said. And then, the truth hit me. He had moved on. He had found someone. He had done what I had suggested. And in the process, he found a love that made him whole. And I was left alone, questioning everything I had ever known. I regretted everything. Regretted pushing him away. Regretted thinking I needed space to figure out who I was. I had been so focused on finding myself that I had lost him in the process. I had let him slip through my fingers like sand. I tried to convince myself that he would come back, that he would realize that no one could love him like I did. But the truth was clear. He didn't need me anymore. He had found someone who fit better, who filled the gaps I had ignored in our relationship. And no matter how much I tried to convince myself that I was okay, deep down, I knew I wasn't. I began to see our relationship through different eyes. The love we had wasn't perfect, but it was real. It was the kind of love that fought through the hardest times, the kind of love that should have been enough, but I let my insecurities, my doubts, and my fear of losing myself take over. I let him go, thinking that the distance would help me find clarity, and in doing so, I lost the one person who truly knew me. I watch as he moves on, happy, in love, living a life I thought we would share. And I am left with nothing but regret. I should have fought harder for us. I should have told him how much I loved him. I should have trusted that we could work through our problems, instead of thinking I needed to solve them on my own. But it's too late. The damage is done. And all I can do now is watch from the sidelines, hoping he's happy, even if it's not with me. So, if you're listening to this and you're unsure about the one person who loves you, don't push them away. Don't let fear or insecurity steal something real, because once it's gone, there's no getting it back. And no matter how much you regret it, you can't turn back time. Take a chance. Hold on to the love you have before it slips away. And if you've already let someone go and now you're standing on the sidelines watching them move on, know that you're not alone. We all make mistakes, but the hardest part is realizing when it's too late to fix them.